Get started. Okay, well, I think we'll get started now. We have some of us joining us. We appreciate you coming in and taking your time. We're really excited about this opportunity. Obviously, in some ways, it may have been easier to kind of do this in person and shake hands and meet all of you in person. But I think, and I'll get into this a little bit later, the course is 100% online, and so I think this is quite apt and meeting everyone online and getting to do this through an online source. Just to kind of give you an idea of what we're going to go through, I'm going to give a quick little introductions to the group here, just so you have some faces with the names of those individuals that you may come in contact with through the program. And then I have prepared a little bit of some slides that we can go through just to kind of give a general breakdown of the program, some of the criteria for applications, fees, etc. Hopefully to kind of answer your questions verbally and kind of in this session. But if I don't get to answer your question, we will make sure that we have a question and answer period at the end here. And I'm going to do my best not to talk too much, and so that way we can have as much time for those questions. So I'll start the intro here. I'm Brian Street. I'm faculty in the Kinesiology department, and I'm the program director for the Masters in Kinesiology program. Just quickly, I wanted to introduce the other individuals on the call here and those that you'd become in contact for the program. I'm just going to go across my screen. It's normal for me. So I'll start with you, Kris.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kris Grappendorf, and I'm the current department chair in kinesiology.
Perfect. Yeah. And Rhonda?
Hi, I'm Rhonda Dawson, and I'm the Director of Extended Education for Extended Education and Global Outreach.
And Rochelle?
Hi, I'm Rochelle Salyards, and I am the lead coordinator for degree programs in extended education.
And Stacy?
I am Stacy Childress. I'm the Director of Marketing for Extended Education.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. So these are going to be some of the individuals that would be of help to you depending on your question, concern, or need. And we're all happy here to help and as best we can and to help the process smoothly, whether it's through applications, questions, curriculum ideas, or study, obviously, because we've got some faculty members here. So what I'll do quickly is I'm going to share my screen here, and let's get on to some info here of the program. And I'm going to try and do my best to kind of hit on some of the key points for you and work our way through information about the program. But just so you're aware, anything that I'm talking about right now, there's details on that on the website. So you can, obviously you can't click on your screen there to go to this website. But if you need to, you can just go to the Extended Education and Global Outreach site, and you can take yourself through and find the Masters in Kinesiology there. One thing I would recommend that you do when you are at the site, besides answering your questions or picking up information, is if you could to fill out the Get Started Today section. It's right at the bottom of the page of that. I'm sorry, the home page of the kinesiology program, and putting your information in there will then allow us to, whenever changes occur or deadlines or any sort of information that comes about the program, you will get a message on that. Okay, so the general idea, because a master's by definition is more specified training, and so what the hope was for our master's program was to gear it towards those individuals that would be interested in the allied health and health and fitness professions, right? And so this would be separate from what would be considered a professional school, in that you go to school to become a nurse or a lawyer, for example. But you have an interest in kinesiology, and you have an interest in helping individuals live healthier lives. That's what this program is for. especially for more specific training, right? The idea of what we were thinking of is to take that, what you would get from an undergraduate or a bachelor's degree, and obviously increase the scope, but also the specific content. And the hope would be to integrate some of the kind of real world and practical applications within the field of kinesiology, depending on what particular discipline within the field you're interested in, that you would get that training. And what's always exciting as well in a master's program, that the faculty that will be teaching in the program are those that are in the fields, their field of interest, so to speak, conducting research. And so there'll be contemporary concepts and learning opportunities within each of the courses and ultimately the overall program. And so it's really exciting. You're going to get those practical experiences, but you're also going to have that opportunity to learn about, cutting edge, what's happening now in the particular field. And so you can obviously, be part of the next generation of those involved in the health related problems that, that we're facing. The interesting part and what's novel and exciting about the program is that it's 100% online. And so you can complete the program in 4 semesters, 18 months, if you were to conduct the program full time. But you can also enroll part-time as well. And again, you would work with, well, in this case, myself to organize a plan for that. The program itself is beyond being online, is a traditional master's program in that it has a thesis or accommodating experience options. And I'll talk a little bit more of that in the end, or a little further on in my discussion. So I wanted to put this up here just so you, because you got introduced to the individuals that would be part of the program, but I also wanted to have an opportunity to, I'll try and talk a little bit here so you can have this on your screen for a few moments. But I also wanted there to be an opportunity to see the faculty that would be involved. And the kinesiology department's really excited. We have 2 new faculty members as well, bringing on new and interesting expertise to our department, and they will also be involved in the program as teaching faculty. And so again, just expanding the scope and great opportunities to learn from our new faculty and researchers on our team. But each of these individuals are happy to help in any way we can, or direct you into the place where you can get help to help facilitate you and any questions you have regarding the program. Any general questions, I'm very happy to take. And like I said, we can always direct you in the right direction if we're not the best place to answer those questions. Let's talk a little bit about the program in terms of structure and how it's made up. And so we have 6 core courses within the program. So each student awarded a degree would complete each of these 6. And then in that core courses, there's 2 what we call current topics. So 2 courses that you would take, and those are based on the needs of the students, expertise within the teaching and research experiences and expertise in the program. And those will be offered each semester. And again, the idea of that is to kind of really target the learning and experience that would be related to the students' needs, etc. Now, I talked about a little earlier, beyond those core courses, this idea of a thesis or a culminating experience track. And so we do have those 2 tracks, and they encompass basically 6 units of your total unit requirement for the degree, whereby, as you see on your screen there, if you decided to go the practicum or the field experience route, you would first complete the 6170 course, and then the following semester you would complete the 6800, which is the culminating experience. And the idea is that for each of those to piggyback on each other. And in the next slide, I'll go into details of what those would look like. If you decide to go into the The thesis route, it's a similar pattern. So you would first complete the 6180, the Kinesiology research course, and then enroll the next semester in the 6810, which is the obviously the ending thesis component for that course. So the program structure as it relates to the core courses would be very similar to what you'd be familiar with in your previous studies. The only distinction then or decision you have to make thereafter would be which of the two streams would be most beneficial to what your career aspirations or further education aspirations would be. And again, the hope would be, or really not the hope, what we want to do is you would meet with me as the program director and other faculty members within the program to help you develop and have an appreciation of which of those two streams would better fit your needs and wants, etc. The real, a big point of the program was to allow the students to really kind of modulate it to their needs and really kind of be a student-focused program, but still giving the rigor that would be expected from a graduate and master's program. So let's talk a little bit about those two streams themselves, because I kind of want to give you a little bit of an idea of what that would look like. But I'll say it again, the best part about these two is that there's lots of opportunity to, like I said, to kind of change and move and orient it in a manner that is best fit for the student. And so the real distinction, though, between the two really comes down to the experience of the outcome. The actual experience within themselves can be much overlap between the two. And again, that gives us a lot of room to organize it for the student. So I'll start with the culminating experience. And so once you've completed the practicum or the field experience, and that could be that could include you know, depending on what you're interested in. It could be you're interested in kinesiology and teaching, so you could work. You could be have that experience in an educational setting. You could have an interest to work on program and exercise development, so you could work in a facility for that. You know, working with athletes. It could be in a PT clinic. It could be in a number of areas. And again, that would be something that you would work out as you progress towards what your goals were. But the 6800, what the hope would then be is within that, during that practicum, you develop questions and ideas and a kind of perspective of what that experience would mean. What can you take from it? And that's ultimately what you would do in the 6800, right? It could include collecting data, for example. So let's just say you decided you want to work in a facility working with athletes, and you had an idea where if you perform this particular regimen or intervention, there'd be a benefit for this outcome or that outcome. Well, you could collect data on it and see if that was the case. And part of the culminating experience then you would disseminate the findings of that, in a written and oral manner. Or final report is another example, depending on the scenario. Now with the thesis, again, you would complete 6180, and a lot of that would be is that portion of the course you'd be organizing your connections with whatever your cohort would be in terms of developing that research questions and research ideas, putting together a proposal, etc., that type of thing. And I think it's important early on in the program that you're thinking about what or which of these streams would be best or most appropriate for you. Because I think the earlier you're thinking about it, the better, right? The key is with this, I always want you to remember, even though this is online, and whether you live in Bakersfield or anywhere in the world, you're going to have faculty and individuals within the program, whether through Extended U or the Kinesiology program, that's here to help, right? To organize, to help, to facilitate decisions, back and forth. Should I do the thesis? Should I do that? Right? Really, we're here to help you, guide you through that process. So at no point is it that you just are kind of left to your devices. We really want to help you kind of work through that process, right? The only thing that you'd want to have is what is your end goal? What are you hoping to achieve? What are your aspirations after the program? And we can help guide your experiences in the program towards that end. And so the thesis would, the end of the thesis would be a much more, well, would be a formal thesis where you have data collection, you have a formal write-up in a thesis manner, and then you would present that thesis. Now, for both of those experiences, you'd have a faculty member that would be helping you through that process. In the thesis module, you would have a committee as well. So you'd have a faculty advisor, but also additional committee members that would, again, help you through that process. All right. For some reason, it's not flicking here. There we go. Okay.
And it looks like there's a question in the chat if you want to try and address that.
Yes, there was, and that's
okay.
Yeah, that's why there was. That's why I had a little delay.
Okay.
I'll get to the questions at the end if that's okay. So with the structure of the program, right? I was allotting that you have those 6 core courses with the 2 special topics, and then the particular stream, rather the thesis or the practicum. Is in total you have 30 units towards that. Okay, there's definitely rigor to it, so you have to maintain a certain GPA or a certain letter grade towards each of those courses for them to count as you move forward, right? Now let's talk about the requirements, because I'm sure we don't have any current students, right? We're looking for prospective students, so I'm sure all of you are interested in terms of what are the requirements for enrollment. So first and foremost, you need a bachelor's degree, and there's a few components to that. Okay, if you have a kinesiology, a 4-year degree in kinesiology, that obviously would set up a clean step into the program. But even those students who say biology or chemistry or some other degree, we do have some requirements, and for obvious reasons for your success in the program, but that would still allow you to be a candidate for the program. And I'll just kind of hit on quickly. What we're looking for is that you have courses completed in your undergraduate degree, and you need to have at least 3 of the following, right? So at least 3 of them. So biomechanics, exercise physiology, motor control or learning, applied kin or functional anatomy. So 3 of those. And then 1 of our psych courses. So either sports psychology or exercise psychology, right? And each of those courses would require a C or better within those courses that you took, okay? We have some additional prereqs, okay, that are on top of that, which include anatomy and physiology and intro to stats. And again, these are courses that are vital to your success in the program, and so that's why they're there to be as prereqs for our program. There is a 3.0 GPA in your last 60 units, so you can see for a semester setup that would be your junior and senior year, or 90 quarter units. Okay. Now. After hearing that, if you are, for example, a biology student and you've taken some kin courses and you may be a course or 2 short of those requirements, we do have a situation where there can be, and I got to be careful, it's not automatic, there can be conditional admission into the program, whereby concurrently you can complete some of these prereq courses and be admitted, okay? But again, it's conditional that you would then complete those courses, and that would be something that you would work out with myself and the program faculty. and work out a schedule plan for you to complete those prereq requirements, okay? And once you've completed them in the time in which is agreed upon between the student and myself, then you'd be garnered full admittance in the program, and you would move forward as you normally would. Okay, so specific questions on this, you can, what I mean by specific, I mean specific to you. Those are questions that we're happy to kind of field and help you through that, process. Tuition, financial aid, something to be thinking about. The program is eligible for financial aid, and that's something that you would work through the CSUB Financial Aid and Scholarship Office, and that would be something that I would recommend you do early and start that conversation. Each of the the cost per unit is $600 per unit within the program. But again, reach out to the financial aid for that. We can help you with that as well, not to facilitate, but to connect you with any financial aid support. Just quickly, as it relates to the application process, again, you can find all this information on the website, but I did want to kind of put it up here in a little bit of a snapshot just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea, because there's a checklist on the website that you can use to help you through this process, right? So there is an application, and again, this is, you can complete it, acquire it online. We do need official transcripts, obviously denoting for your undergraduate degree. The caveat to that is if you're a CSUB or a CSU Bakersfield graduate, we can help with that step. You do need 3 professional, and that's the key, right? 3 professional references, and this can be done online. Okay, so you do not need to, physically, pass this information on. It can be completed online, and there's information on how you do that, again, on the website. But just quickly, you can reach out to those individuals that you are interested in being a reference, and you can send them a link for them to complete a reference, in which they would then send that back, they would then send it in or submit it, right? And so they would not, you are not to send in references. We do like to hear about why and maybe what you hope to achieve from the program. So we do look for a statement of purpose, and we're trying to look for students that not only would be successful in the program, but also would be a good fit. So that's a really important document. And then the last 2 are one of them, the 5th one there, that's related to a contract, obviously an online component. We have to make sure that you have both the access and ability to conduct the course material with it being on an online source, and there is an application fee with that. Just quickly, we have our application deadlines, and so the one of prudence right now is the June 1st deadline. So please be aware of that, and the material can be sent through that address there. Again, this information you can find on our website for the program, and if you have any questions in terms of how you would facilitate that, again, we're happy to help you organize that. As you can see, we have a continuum enrollment, so semester to semester to semester. So that's something you can think about as well. So we will be admitting students every semester with completed applications. So again, as we move forward, this, if you're interested in commencement in the spring semester, for example, you would be submitting your application for priority October 1st, or meeting the regular deadline by November 1st. And I think I'll leave it there. Not too bad for time there. I'll go to questions, and Kris was mentioning that there was one in there. There we go. Okay, so there's a question related from Facebook. There is, are students already enrolled in the program? How large will the program be? So this is our inaugural semester in fall 2020, so we don't currently have students enrolled. As it relates to how large the program will be, I get a sense, and if you're listening, you can chime in the chat just to confirm if you mean by how many students will be enrolled, if that's what you mean in terms of the size. We do have we are going to cap the number of students. It's not simply because that way faculty members within the program are not going to be overwhelmed for thesis and practicum responsibilities. We don't have a hard cap. That's something that we're going to be negotiating within the programs semester to semester to semester. And the reason why we're doing that is to make sure that the students who are enrolled are getting the attention and the support that they need. So there will be a cap on the number of students we take in each semester, but that will modulate depending on the current enrollment and particular circumstances of full and part-time students.
Can I add to that, Brian? We currently have about 12 applications, and I don't think that currently we have not set a number. So you need to apply if you're interested. Don't let this scare you. We're not close to our cap as of yet. So make sure that you go ahead and apply.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Again, I don't want to suggest that we don't want you to apply. We want as many applications, and we're happy to. I just want you to feel comfortable that we would not put the situation where students would not get supported.
And just so you know that we do, with those 12, we know that this program will be a go. So you don't have to worry about it canceling either. We have enough with the first go around to know that we're probably going to have no trouble starting the program. So, and there's still space for people to apply. So everyone is pretty safe for fall this term. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're excited. Yeah. So I have a question here. Bear with me here, guys. I'm having to read at the same time and making sure I understand the question. Okay, so I have a question that's related to would the application process differ from for transfer students that received their BA from CSUB? I'm trying to wrap my head around that.
So the biggest change, you're still going to have to complete the application like normal, just like everyone else, but you will not, if you received your bachelor's degree from CSUB and you haven't attended another school, we will have access to your transcripts. So you won't have to resubmit your transcripts. You just indicate that you graduated from CSUB. However, all of your prerequisite requirements and all of the other things will hold, but you won't have to do your you won't have to resubmit transcripts if you've already submitted them. And if you transferred into CSUB for your bachelor's, we will try to get access to your transcripts. Most likely you won't have to resubmit those, but we will notify you if there's anything missing in your application.
Perfect. Yeah, that was the idea. Is specific questions like this is great, and we appreciate it because that's what we're here to help with. We're here to help kind of organize to make sure it's as seamless and as easy as possible. We have lots of great people here working to help you out. Thanks for that, Rhonda. How well does this program prepare students for employment in exercise physiology type professions such as cardiac rehab? Is there a clinical focus for this program? Will EKG interpretation, understanding be a focus in the classes? That's I like this students thinking. They have a game plan already in mind. I like this. So first and foremost, that I hope you got the idea. With this program, we want to gear it to the students' aspirations. So I'll be clear with you. If you want to be a lawyer or a physician, no, this program won't be able to do that for you. But cardiac rehab, that's already a proposed special topics course within the program. So definitely, I think you hit it right there. That's the area that we're interested in fulfilling in the program. So yes, there are particular accreditations that depending on what your responsibilities would be in cardiac rehab, where you need accreditations and certain certifications, that would not be achieved through the program, but expertise and learning within those particular areas is definitely something that the program would hope to address. And the other thing you can think about too is you could, as I was saying, the two streams, that would be that particular opportunity would be great for you to do as a practicum or your thesis. You could really, that could make the focus of your culminating experience within the program, is to really focus it on cardiac rehab or a specific area within that. And we could help facilitate that and make that experience. And so, so definitely, yes, great question. Can you list examples of specific career opportunities that this degree will lead to? See, that's it's a fair question, but I'll be honest with you, that was something we were trying to avoid. If like I said, this isn't a professional program. We're not. It's not a nursing degree or a lawyer degree or PT, for example. So for specific jobs, I can give you some ideas. But the program is not developed, for one degree, one job or one career path. We really wanted to develop it for individuals that were interested in kinesiology, obviously, but when we talked about health and fitness professions. So you're looking for specialized training that you couldn't acquire in a bachelor's degree, that you'd have that experience in obviously the graduate level. And think of those careers that require a master's degree. Again, not a professional master's degree. So not, like I said, nursing school or PT school, but they require a master's degree, or that master's degree will make you a much more competitive applicant for that job. And there's lots of those. That's what this program is geared for. And the idea would be is, as I was saying earlier, is to really develop your experience through the program to fit what you're trying to achieve in your career. That's really how we'd set it up. We have, we have exercise phys people, we have motor control, biomechanics, sports psych. We have the full breadth of expertise, teaching expertise, faculty expertise, research expertise in the program. And so it would really come down to then you matching your aspirations. And so there's lots of opportunities for career plans and focus that we can help direct, right? And so to really specify specific careers, it's really, you think of any of those professions that would require graduate level training in kinesiology, in the health sciences, we could really help propel you within that particular field. Again, avoid the professional programs, professional development. Did you want to add anything, Kris, to that? I don't want to, I'm sorry,
No,
I just put on the spot there.
Yeah, no, I think you covered it. The main idea is that, kinesiology isn't a degree that leads right to one particular career. It allows, whether it's from your undergraduate degree, you can have concentration, but it really is about giving you an expertise that's going to help you. You might be working in a particular field or want to enter into a particular career. And so the way that we've set up this program allows it to be customized to meet the individual student's needs. So hopefully that's appealing to a lot of different students in a lot of different areas.
Yeah. Thanks, Kris. Yeah, again, see it as a way in which you can organize your graduate level experience that would fulfill your needs. Which professors will be part of the master's program? Well, that slide I had previous on here, I can put it up quick again if you want, and take you back to the faculty members that will be, will be part of the program. way back there. I didn't think it was that far. So myself, along with Dr. Moffat and Dr. Sanchez, Dr. Wang, and Dr. Zanko. And then, like I said, we have 2 new faculty members. We have Dr. Braille Carell and Dr. Kim joining us. So Dr. Kim expertise is a lot within exercise phys or exercise physiology, but program development, he's really keen there. And then Dr. Braille Carell, she's in motor control, neuromuscular, kind of biomechanics related. So we're really excited that we kind of open the breadth. And so each of these individuals will be teaching courses. So I'll kind of give you an example. Dr. Sanchez, she's teaching KIN 6020 in the spring, the advanced exercise physiology. She's an exercise physiologist, that's her area. Dr. Zanko, he's doing KIN 6040, advanced behavioral change. And so we've really tried to match obviously the individual faculty members' expertise with the courses that they're teaching. Okay, hopefully, let's see here. So if you had a C- in a course where you needed a C or better, like human anatomy, human phys, and introductories to stats, is it still possible to get conditional admittance? So yes, I'll just say this. I want to be careful when I say yes. It's somewhat of a muted yes, because it's all conditional on the individual situation. So I want to be careful that I don't say yes or no to any one particular situation, because it is hard. And I will say this though. All other things are equal. I would highly recommend that you submit your application, and that would be a discussion. Each individual case would be a discussion that you can have with myself and the program faculty to work out various situations. So obviously, there is limiting components, and the reason why we have these particular prerequisites is so that way you'll be successful in the program. And so that is our main objective. We're not trying to create barriers so students aren't coming in. It's to make sure you're going to be successful. And so there's lots of things that can go into the program faculty's decision on whether we feel a student would be successful. And so it's never just one thing. So one course isn't going to be, generally speaking, a deciding factor whether a student is admitted or not. It's really on a obviously an individual basis. So not knowing the rest of your transcript and experiences, what I would say to you is I would apply, and I definitely apply, and that would be something that we could negotiate from there. Okay, and if we, second part of the question, and if we were conditionally admitted, then you would have to retake courses concurrently. But again, yeah, so it would all depend on the individual basis. Again, remember, not only do we have the prereqs for the students to be successful when they enter the program, but whatever conditional admittance we put on any individual student, we still want them to be successful when they're in the program. So that would be something that we would negotiate to make sure that, again, the whole idea is to make sure the student, including yourself, if you submitted, would be successful. So again, we'd work that out on what would be the best case scenario. How could we make sure that you're prepared and ready to be successful?
I want to add, I think that really speaks to the fact that every single applicant that comes in, they're looked on like it's a holistic look. Yeah. And none of you are just a number or an electronic application. Like every one of your applications are going to be looked at and evaluated based on where you are and what your future is, and if you can be successful in the program. And if you can be successful in the program, they're going to work with you, but they're not going to set you up to fail either. So, and we're not going to try to take your money, knowing that you're not going to be successful in the future. So.
Yeah, it's really important, right? Again, I can't say it's enough. With a graduate program, when I say we, I include extended education as well, but the kinesiology department is so excited. We've been working on this for let them know, Kris, for a very long time, because we're really excited about this. So we want it to be successful, and we want you to take over the world, right? And so we wouldn't want to put you in a situation otherwise. Yeah, so please submit, and we'll work together to a successful end. I got a question. Can I apply with all the prereqs completed except for say one specific course, and complete it prior to the start of the program? Yes, yeah, definitely. That would be ideal. In that situation there, again, you would get conditional admittance that you would complete that one course. And then as soon as you complete that one course, you met the requirements, you would be admitted as a regular student. So yes, and again, that would be something that for those students who are thinking right now, oh, I'm one short, or etc., that's something you want to be thinking about right now. If it's something that you could be able to complete over the summer, then really that would make both of our jobs easier, right? So that's something you want to be thinking about, but you don't have to. We can always organize something with that. So yes, that would be, you would be admitted under the condition that you completed that one course, and then once you complete it, you'd be admitted as a full student. Oh, okay, that's a fair, yeah, good question. Yeah, will there be specific concentrations to choose from? So yes, and I like to, all the above, right? Really, well, as long as it's in kinesiology, right? That's the whole idea. We have experts within the program teaching across the kinesiology spectrum, and really what it comes down to is, I'll give you an example. We have those core courses because we think each of them are important for an individual coming out with a master's degree in kinesiology has that knowledge. But if you notice, we have 12 units, so more than a third of the course designated to student choice. And again, you would work with myself and other faculty members advising you through that process for you to organize, those experiences so that they're, obviously productive for what you're trying to do. So we don't have concentrations per se. What I mean by that is we haven't developed ones where they're specifically going one way, but we can organize it so that you do go have a specific concentration as best as we can, obviously, because we do have those 12 units within the program that are associated with some choice, so to speak, and so we can organize it to a specific area of interest or expertise. And again, that would be a conversation that you and I would be having very early, basically before you start in the program. We would be having these conversations, so that way we can already start planning and start thinking about where you want to go. And I can then move you to a faculty member in the program that's their area, and they can really dive in and help you through that process and make decisions. And even if you're late to the game, so you're not too sure right off the bat, that's what we're here to help you figure out as well. I don't want you to feel like if you don't know, you want graduate level, you're really interested in more specialized training, but you're not really sure where you want to go with it. That's something we definitely can help you with. There's some of us that may want to persuade you towards our field because we think it's so good, but I think we could, help you through that process. So no concentrations, but we can organize it so that you have a very specified training. Okay, will there be any kind of follow-up meetings like this one that will provide updates or feedback about how how the program progresses through the first semester? So yes, my plan for the program is every semester to do at least 2 of these, and again, depending how it goes, more if need be, to do kind of these general ones. But I will say this, and I know Kris is, well, I don't want to put her on the spot, but I know she's happy to. We're happy to have individual, we're happy, shoot me an email saying, can we do a quick little Zoom session or talk on the phone or even just through email. We're very happy to kind of address any concerns or issues that you have in the interim. We really wanted to use this session as an open session, so it's really kind of general, making sure that those kind of general questions are fed. But at the same time, I'm sure each individual student may have specific questions, and we're happy to address them as best as we can here. But we also can have individual opportunities, and so please just shoot us an email, and we can organize something to, in terms of having that follow-up if you need to. I will say this though, because I want to make sure you mean, because you may mean if you're an enrolled student, and that's entirely different. If you're enrolled students, you're going to have a faculty advisor. You're going to have regular communication with myself, with a faculty advisor across the programs. But then as you develop, obviously, into your stream identification, so whether you're going with the practicum or the thesis, you're going to have a faculty advisor specifically for that role that you can contact and go through. So again, it's an online course for the material, but in no ways is it, will you be separated or in no way be able to directly contact myself or other faculty members within the program. So on both fronts, we will be doing these type of sessions regularly each semester, but outside of these periods of time, we're always happy to kind of field any concerns or questions and help direct you in the best way we can. Okay, I think we got through all the questions. I want to, if there's any additional information that anyone wants to provide, I'm happy to kind of field that. I want to make sure that we're not, I like to think I have all the answers sometimes, and no laughing, guys. But I'm happy to for you guys to chime in if you need to. And if not, if we hit it, I think we'll wait a few minutes there just in case there's a question or two. But what I think we'll do is we'll leave the session there. I really thank I thank everyone on the team here. We're all really excited, and I'm glad to see that you guys are as well. I mean, that students. Like I said, we have a fall deadline of June 1st. So, please prepare accordingly with that. And if you have any additional questions, like I was just saying, or you need, specific answers for your specific situation, please reach out to us. Like I said, we all, we may not all be able to answer every question, but amongst us, we'll be able to answer every question. So I think we'll be able to facilitate and get that answered in any way we can to help you out. And that's what we're here to do. So please reach out. Don't feel bashful. We're happy to help. And we want to, we want to help you out in any way we can. And we're really looking forward for those applications to come in, and we're really looking forward to getting the first semester started and the first program. It's going to be really exciting. Again, we thank you for your time today. Like I said, if you any questions, come and bug us. Either way, have a great rest of your week, and enjoy the weekend. It's a long weekend. Enjoy. Right? Thank you, guys.